Have I ever told you how I got these stars? Let's go! Talking about the history of Mario's design today.
Yes. How he went from 8-bit and less than that to today, where he's a fully realized
mustachio
3D plumber.
Yes, sir.
Who hasn't done any plumbing for a long time.
Have we not done this episode yet?
I don't know. I believe this one... Was this one suggestion? Do you know? I think it might... If it was suggested by Rachel again.
Okay.
But thank you.
All right.
If you didn't, thank you anyway for watching. You're probably watching this episode.
Mario is important because he is in all of our hearts.
Yes.
We are practically married to him as a second spouse, and he's been in over 200 games.
That's a little creepy. But yes, he has been in over 200 games. Probably more than that. Probably more than 300 games. But I don't know the official count. Games are so hard to keep track of because then you gotta, count the side games and the games that are, from other series that don't even have their name in it.
That's right, Simeon. Originally, Mario wasn't even going to exist. Mr. Miyamoto-san himself wanted to use Popeye.
Yes.
Just for everything, for Mario. But he couldn't get the license.
That's right.
Now, how do you think Mr. and Mrs. Popeye feel about that decision?
He's probably going, oh, shucks, I should have eaten more spinach.
That's right. So, instead of Popeye, they had to make a new character, and they made Mario for Donkey Kong.
That's right.
Now,
and he was called something different. He wasn't Mario.
Yeah, he was originally unnamed. And they're like, well, we needed a name for him. How about Mr. Video? Because it's a video game.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
that's pretty... what do you call that when you think you're all that? It's pretty... presumptuous, is that the word for it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty thinking highly of yourself. Oh, I'm Mr. Video. I'm what video games are about.
Right. And then in the course of making Donkey Kong, it was going to be more of like a get through the maze type of game. But then Miyamoto thought, if a barrel is rolling down towards you, what would you do? What would you do, Simeon?
I would get out of the way. Let's step to the side.
Nope.
It wasn't called Sidestep Man?
Okay, but you live in a 2D world.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'd jump. So or burrow underground.
You would jump, and that is how Jumpman got his name. And he was Jumpman for a little while.
Yep, he was.
Then Mario. Oh, I'll tell you why they named him Mario. Legend has it that Nintendo had a warehouse, and the warehouse had a manager, or an owner, whatever, and the owner came to Nintendo and said, Nintendo... pay your rent now, because they were late. This was before Nintendo had a lot of money, and they're like, we will pay your rent in a while. We'll also name a video game character after you. So,
and the guy's name was Mario?
It was. So they're like, take Jumpman, make him Mario now.
That's awesome.
Speaking of Mr. Video, I do wonder if Bit Trip character got his name from that Commander Video.
I would not be surprised, especially seeing Charles Martinet's ties with this game.
Yeah.
There's got to be a connection there somewhere. This is all based on retro stuff, so I would not doubt it in the least.
You got some fun pictures for us to look at?
I do. The first picture I have here is an abridged pictographic history of Mario. This isn't every game.
I like it.
But it shows, originally he had the mullet, and then he cut it a little bit shorter.
I never realized that.
Really?
Yeah.
And if you look at box art from Donkey Kong, you'll see more curlied mustache as opposed to just the straight mustache.
Yeah. Which it could have continued to be in 2 dimensions for a while. We don't know.
That's true. And we have 1985 original Super Mario Bros. Mm-hmm. Puke green hair, and yeah. It's so bad.
Not looking so hot.
Yeah, but then
so bad that they recolored it for the 8-bit amiibo.
That's right. They didn't want everybody to have to deal with that. And then we have 1987, of course, Super Mario Bros. 2, and then 1990, looking almost. I mean, he doesn't look better. He looks kind of worse. Looks more simplified. But then we have Super Mario World, of course, 16-bit upgrade.
Yep.
Looking worse in the 96. Mario 64 update. And then 2002, he got the Sunshine Patch, which is a little bit cel-shaded.
Short sleeves.
Yep, because he's on a tropical island. He doesn't want to fry. And then 2008, this is the picture from Brawl. He hasn't really changed much since then.
I often forget when my mind is skimming over the history of Mario that this was not the first pixel iteration of him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so weird to see the mulleted version and that he had the correct colors back in the Donkey Kong days got messed up for his first main game.
Yep.
That's so strange.
And then they had to stick him back.
Next we
have talking about the design of Mario. We have to talk about the real life actors. This is Lou Albano playing Mario in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
The truest form of Mario.
A professional wrestler. Yes.
They couldn't find a more blue shirt than that.
I guess not. I haven't watched the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. And I have not watched the Super Mario Brothers movie, which, of course, our next picture depicts...
Shouldn't we?
I guess so. This is Bob Hoskins in Super Mario Brothers Super Show. They've got the hat wrong.
Yeah, the hat. The rest is all right.
Yeah.
It is more blue shirt. I think this looks a little bit more Mario-ish.
Now... There were other people who voiced Mario, some guy named Pete or something or other, some voice actor who I think the only thing he was known for was doing Mario in 2 cartoon shows. And then, of course, Charles Martinet, which I had a real difficult time. I was going to show the voice actors, but Charles Martinet, the best I could do is him wearing a Mario hat. I've never seen him actually dressed up as Mario. That needs to happen.
What a missed opportunity.
And then, of course, they have the truest form of Mario, which I always have to bring up, is Tom Selleck holding the golden Mjolnir Mario against the giant, evil King Kong.
Thank you for that, Simeon.
Yes. This has been the history of Mario's design. Lots of ups, lots of downs.
Yeah.
And today he's kind of stabilized. He's not really shifting, not really going anywhere. And
right.
I'm okay with that.
So every iteration of Mario has stemmed from his original design. He hasn't had huge drastic shifts like Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff like that.
No, that's true.
Now, the reason for the original design is pretty interesting. Why did he have a hat? He had a hat because that way they didn't have to design forehead, hair, and that's about it. No, there was one other thing. Well, it was hair animations.
Yeah.
And eyebrows.
Oh, eyebrows.
As well. Eyebrows are off the table because of the hat. The mustache is there so that they don't have to do facial expressions on him. And the red and blue overalls existed to contrast from the background.
So he was basically born, the design was born out of necessity.
It was. Probably a lot of old school sprites were.
Yeah. And that's the way that I would have done it. I would have been like, I don't want to animate any more hair. Are you joking? Just stick a hat on him.
Right.
That's the way I would have done it.
Yeah, and then you think about it, lots of Nintendo characters have hats.
Well, that's true.
Or helmets.
Now, what is the true Mario? Now, we've talked about the evolution of Mario. Mm-hmm. Keep going back to the original is kind of what we keep going back to. But what is, in the creator's mind, the true Mario?
IGN had a great interview with Mario.
Mario creator.
Yes, I could have salvaged that sentence. Mario creator Miyamoto at E3 this year. Let's read Miyamoto's quote. Miyamoto says his original version of Mario falls somewhere in between his appearance in games 30 years ago and how he looks now. Here's what he said. I really feel like as a manga artist, I had this concept of Mario, and he did look a lot more realistic than the 2D images that we were able to create. Somewhere between what it was and how it is now.
So he's saying, he wanted to be able to recreate his drawings in the video world, but that wasn't up to snuff enough. And then up to snuff enough. That's a weird sentence. And then we have now where it's, he can do whatever he wants, but that drawing, those original drawings of him are what he wanted.
Yes. And I'm sure not a change to Mario has happened that Miyamoto hasn't approved.
No, that's true.
Even with the Mario and Rabbids game. from Ubisoft. He's like, you can do anything with Mario, but you can't let him jump. Because Mario's jump is iconic. It's always tightly controlled and stuff, and he wants that under his control. And he said he was very impressed with how they recreated it visually. So
wow.
Everything in Mario plus Rabbids is Miyamoto approved. It's going to be a fun game.
It is indeed.
End of this month.
Are you serious? Holy moly.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of the crew.
Don't forget to check out our website, www.twobuttoncrew.com, where we have content every single day of the week.
See you next time.
Signing out.